Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatima. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here today. So in today's video, we're just gonna do a chit chat. Get ready with me. We're gonna get ready for the day. We're about to do my makeup and chat some. So stick around. Go get you a snack. Go get your makeup, go get a pen and some paper because we finna get real juicy and deep in here, you feel me? But if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to become a little rock star, and let's go rock on, little rock stars. So, let's talk about May. May this month was pretty good, honestly, pretty chill. A 7 out of 10. I really like how it started to warm up. So of course I had to have a little soda to drink, but honestly I'm really excited to see what June's about to bring, because it has been very, very, very chilly over here, and hot and colds, ups and downs. Like, okay, I do have a few lists of things that we could talk about today while we get ready together. So why don't we just go ahead and start with that? The first thing is my absolute turn-offs, period. My first turns off is disrespectful people. I literally don't understand when people are just disrespectful, because it's like they automatically just choose to be in that vibe, you feel me? They just choose to disrespect, and it's like, the thing is with disrespectful people, they have a lot of time to think about how they're going to mistreat you for no reason. It's really for no reason. Like, it comes up as like they get mad and then they take it out on everyone else, and then they get even more mad when they get the same in return. It's like, do you not see what you was just putting out on everybody else, and now you're getting back in return? Why are you getting mad? To me, those kinds of people, like, the way I see them as, like, when they're like being disrespectful to you, it's like that's just how they feel about themselves. It's like if you have to go out your way to be disrespectful, imagine how much easier it'd be to just go out your way to be nice. I don't know, like, they just really don't make sense to me, because it's like you're literally waking up to choose to be rude and out of character because you feel some type of way within yourself. It's like, okay, like a turn off to me, because it's like it really costs $0 to be just genuine and nice. And like, if you don't have nothing nice to say, like, just literally keep it to yourself. Like, it's kind of it's like common sense. It's from like, what, preschool we learned that. How I deal with disrespectful people is like, I literally just kill them with kindness, because it's like they can't stand when people are being nice, especially when they're being intentionally rude. If you ever come across a disrespectful person, just be nice to them. I swear they'll get even more mad, but like they won't even know what to do, because like they want, like, the thing is with them, they want that reaction out of you to like get mad. So it's like, be nice. Another one of my turnoffs is people that compete with each other. It's like, first of all, I view competition as like not a real thing when it comes to competing with other people, because it's like, why are you competing with somebody that's not even paying attention to like what you really got going on? I view competition as like me versus me. Like, did I do better than I did yesterday? Because if not, then, you know, I'm competing with that. So it's like, when I see people compete with other people, it just doesn't make sense. And then like they end up just getting hurt in the end, because, you know, there was no need to. It's like, I don't know, I see it all the time, and it just doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, at the end of the day, does any of that really matter? Like, let's be real. You really think Lucy's comparing herself to you when she's not even paying attention? People like to compete with each other for very like random reasons. I just see it all the time, and I just don't get it, because it's like, why compete with somebody else that like you're actually close with, or like, you know, instead of just competing with yourself? Like, have you done better today than you did yesterday? Or if you're trying to like compete with other people for like, I don't even know, like I don't even know how to like explain it almost, because it's like, why are you comparing yourself to another person? That's what it is. I don't like when I see people comparing themselves to other people when that other person's clearly not even worried about it. Number 3 is lack of communication. And I mean this in the most like general, basic ways ever. I don't like when people don't communicate thoroughly. And then also like, I don't know, for example, honestly, it would be like so simple as you could be at the grocery store and you see somebody you know, but they just give you this. Like, what? The eyeballs. You don't know how to say hi, you can't wave. If you see me in the store and you just start staring at me like I'm just like, hello, keep it moving then if you want to just stare, because like I don't know. Simple communication is not that hard. It's not human. That's not human like, you feel me? But you know, everyone communicates differently, I guess. My 4th turn off, which is like probably my absolute most one, is literally yelling. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had my moments of like yelling, like because it stemmed from just being so mad, so I was yelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody yells, but it's like when you are trying to just get a simple point across in like a conversation and you have to like raise your voice, it's like, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? I don't know why, but I just don't like when people yell, because it's like, you can address whatever you need to say in a calm way. You don't need to yell. There's no need to yell. There's no need to boast about it. Just talk. Just talk. Just say what you need to say, honey. And, you know, just say what you need to say, honey. You don't have to get loud about it. You don't have to get loud about it. Just talk softly, honey. Just say it say it with your chest, but say it softly. That's all. You don't need to get in my face and yell. Last one that I have for today is not enough creamer in my iced coffee. You think I'm playing about that? I'm not kidding. Like, when there's not enough creamer in my iced coffee, that is not a good one. If someone's asking for extra like sweet stuff in it and you don't put it in there, it's like, did you not hear what I said? I like my coffee sweet. I don't like that, like, you know, coffee has a mood to it. If it's not sweet, then it's like, you know, I take it as that's like a serious coffee. You're on some serious stuff if you got a serious cup of coffee with no sugar. If you got one with like a sweet stuff, like it would be the opposite. But you know, everyone likes their coffee how they like it. But personally, me, I feel like sweet coffee is the way to go. So yeah, those are some of my like main turnoffs, honestly, because like I could keep going on, but like I choose to like not even pay attention to that stuff, because it's like I'm not really focused on that kind of behavior. Like, I literally just tune that out real quick. I gotta tune that out real quick, because like, you could keep that over there. I'm not even gonna watch from a distance. You could just keep that over there. So the next thing I'm about to talk about, or address I should say, is why I do not have friends. And do you really want to know why I do not have any friends? Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth of why I don't have friends. I'm not gonna tell you each and every single detail, or else, honey, we'd be here for a long, periodically time. I'm not gonna go into full detail as to why I don't have friends, or like why certain things had played out the way they did, but I could give you a general explanation as to why I just don't have friends. First and foremost, let's just start off with this. I cut them all off. Yes, I did. I did cut off all of my friends. I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, it was for a very like specific reason. Specifically why I had to cut off each individual friend, but like I did cut them all off, literally. And it was very much just like I needed to, unfortunately, because you know, my love is still the same for these same people that, you know, kind of did me in the way that they did me, because you ain't have to do me like that. But like, you know, time goes on and people get over stuff, and I just got over it because it's like, well, there's no going back now, right? So basically why I had to was because when I had got called into my isolation period of my life, which was kind of like after high school, but like going into the fall time again. So I got called into isolation, and basically at that time I was just distancing myself from like everybody that I was friends with, and you know, not really saying too much. I wasn't intending to cut off anybody when I had went into isolation. I was just going in isolation to be by myself, for myself, to figure out myself. That's literally what it was. It was never on some like, I don't want friends and I don't like people and all this other stuff that just, you know, was said but never really, you know, true. I was just being distant, and like in my mind I was thinking that like people would just kind of understand it and just, you know, still treat me the same, because it's like I was still the same person. I just wanted some alone time, trying to find peace in life, you know. Unfortunately, they took it the wrong way, and they completely just took it the wrong way. I'm gonna just say that. They just completely took it the wrong way. And, you know, when I had turned my back for 1 second to look back, there was a knife in my back. I was completely betrayed for wanting to be better for myself. I was just completely like shocked, honestly, because I was like, dang, like, you know, so that's how you actually felt about me. I was going through a bunch of stuff. When I was growing up, my upbringing, I had a very hard like childhood and like mid-teenagehood, if that's the right word. I did not have it easy at all. And, you know, I really just needed like some personal alone time to really figure out who I was on this earth. Everyone's entitled to go into isolation, and I just don't think anyone really understood what that was. Before I actually even went into isolation, I was already on this cutting off spree. I had this way of just letting people go without saying anything at all. So it's like you never really knew when was the last time you're actually gonna see or hear from me. You just got cut off. Back to what I was saying, when all that stuff was kind of happening, there was like a lot of like stuff happening in that period of like isolation from like the people I used to once associate with. There was a lot of hate subliminals, spreading false rumors, spying on me. Oh my goodness, they were taking my money too. So I don't know, you know, I really had to let them go, because like their true colors just really showed like right then and there, when I didn't even do anything but just separated myself. I was a little bit upset with that, because like, nah. No hard feelings though, for real, because life goes on. When all of that had happened, I just learned that like, you know, when people say they're actually there for you, some people actually mean it. Sorry, I'm looking for my one beauty blender. Where? Hold up. So basically what I had learned from that was, you know, when I was basically just trying to like be better for myself and find peace for myself, like within myself, I had to let go of people that just no longer provided peace like with that. So I let people go. And also what I had learned was like, not everybody that, you know, that says they're for you really mean it, because it's like some actually do mean that they're like mean well and mean that they're for you, but then there's just some people that, you know, say the same exact thing but just have this premeditated mindset of like just doing you completely wrong, proving you completely wrong, and just like choosing to just constantly misunderstand you regardless of the circumstances. So unfortunately, that was who I was dealing with, those kinds of people. So I no longer wanted that in my energy because it was starting to disrupt my spirit and it was not adding value to my peace or my life. So, you know, with all love and respect, go find somebody else to do it because I am not the one. I don't know, I've learned that, and that just goes for like any relationship that you may have in life. It's like family, coworkers, friends, like relationships. Like I literally just, you know, I could not deal or manage with that kind of toxic behavior because that's not who I was. So they had to go find somebody else to do it. I hope they did. Just say I hope they didn't, because that is, I just hope they didn't. So basically, I've also, in that time of, you know, people walking away from me, even though they just wanted to walk away from me, there's really nothing to it. So people walking away from me also taught me how to be my own best friend. And let me tell you, being your own best friend, it seems like kind of corny and like weird to like do things by yourself, but I have never had this much peace, happiness, joy in my life to where it's me, myself, and I, and me, myself, and I is whatever we want and get whatever we want whenever we want, because we are no longer tolerating stagnancy with like other things, people, places, and things. So I literally, oh my goodness, I literally just realized that I need another brush. Hang on, let me go grab it. So I literally basically just started doing everything that I used to do with my friends, like just by myself, because it was so much easier, and like I just found a lot more joy because I was able to do things that I truly wanted to do without having the, you know, doing a process of like things that I just didn't want to do, you know? So basically, it just ultimately led me to be my own best friend because, you know, I didn't have the respect that I desired from like the people when it came to me setting boundaries. And when they were just overcrossed like that, it just showed me that like I don't need people like that in my life. I have my own thing where I'm just my own best friend, and it's so much more, it's been more chill recently. And don't get me wrong, I love people. Honestly, I really love people, but what I will not allow in my space again is people that, I just said this, but excuse me, I just what I will not allow in my space again is that kind of energy. And definitely, if you're not adding value to my peace, and if you are making my spirit unsettled, I cannot hang out with you. It's just as simple as that. No beef or nothing, just like, I can't be around that kind of vibe. That is not. I have some advice for you if you are in a situation that you completely just don't want to be in, and you want a simple way to get out, or you just want to be your own friend because you just want to know about yourself a little bit more on a deeper level. So I have a few tips and some advice that may help you to get started, and yes, let's get into that. So basically, my first tip of advice to you to be your own best friend, from what I've learned from experience that has been doing me such wonders now, because it's made my life a little bit easier when it comes to just day-to-day things as well. The first thing I got is talk to yourself. Now, this may seem like, girl, what you talking about, talk to yourself? Everybody actually already talks to themselves in their head. So basically, if you just talk to yourself like in your head out loud, you journal, you record yourself talking, moral of the story, just you having a conversation with you is already going to get you started with being your own best friend, because you can talk to yourself about anything and everything that you want. It does not matter what it is. You just can talk to yourself about it without having to deal with any outside energy that's gonna interrupt and disinfect what you got going on with you. Talk to yourself and hear yourself out loud. It gets you a lot closer to your inner voice that is constantly telling you things that like you've been questioning, but you're not listening to yourself. You're asking ABC friends instead of just listening to XYZ inner voice. You listen to yourself and just talk to yourself, you will start to see what kind of person you actually are and like what you actually like and don't like, because it's like a lot of the times we get confused and mingled up with the things going on in our lives that we just completely disregard ourselves in all. And it's like, if you just take the time to talk to yourself and hear yourself out, if nobody else is hearing you out, hear yourself out, it's going to be a lot more clear and calm and peaceful than you actually think. So that's my first tip to that, is just start talking to yourself and see what comes up, because what comes up might just lead you to where you're trying to get to with point blank period anything. Next thing that I have is, after you start talking to yourself, start validating yourself. And what I mean by like starting to validate yourself is you really don't need everyone else's opinion to validate anything about yourself. If you can validate yourself without the external need to see it, to believe it, you are valid. An example of like validating yourself is, you say like you're trying to make a decision on like what you want to wear, and you normally go ask like a friend or something. Instead of asking a friend, like, if you really want to wear it, just, you know, validate yourself. Give yourself that compliment. Hype yourself up, basically. Hype yourself up and trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Nobody else can tell you right from wrong. It's your life. You got to live it. Validating yourself is basically very key to being your own best friend, because if you don't validate yourself, nobody else will. And that sounds like pretty harsh, but it's like, that's the truth. Nobody else will validate you if you don't validate you first. So validate yourself. It's worth it. Number 3, let people go. Now, I don't mean by go and start cutting every single person off that you know because you just feel like you need to. I mean, if you need to, then do so. But it's like, do not go and cut every single person off when you first start, you know. When you start being by yourself, when you start being a little to yourself, because not everybody needs to be cut off. It's just like, let people go and like see, like just let people go if you need to, because like not everyone is actually gonna be supportive of it. Because some of the times when you start trying to like do stuff for yourself, people will start to feel intimidated by it and like offended, but they just haven't taken the time to go do it with themselves. It's nothing, like, it's really never that personal. Never that personal. So if someone's starting to take it personally that you care about yourself, let them fall off. Let them go their own way. Let them fall off, because at the end of the day, like, they just didn't see your true value then. That's like moral of the story, is when people take offense to you taking care of yourself, like they just didn't see your true value and they can't afford you. You don't want somebody that can't afford your worth, period. Because trust me, I have been through that, and that is painful to like figure that out. Like, whew. Number 4 is take yourself places. Take your time with this, because it does take a lot of like, actually I shouldn't say it takes a lot. It takes like, you know, it takes a moment to like get comfortable to like just start going places by yourself. And like, I don't just mean like you're going to the grocery store or like you going to go pick up something. Like, take yourself out to dinner, take yourself out to lunch, take yourself out on vacation, take yourself to a movie, go to the park, go anywhere that you want to go. And if nobody else wants to go, just go by yourself. You might even run into the person that you need to run into while you're out by yourself. So you're never really alone, ever. Remember that. So once you feel comfortable and confident enough, it is kind of uncomfortable at first though, I'm not gonna lie, because it's kind of like a new territory. It feels foreign. But once you start doing like the small things, taking yourself out, going out anywhere by yourself is so much easier, and like you're not even thinking about it. It just becomes secondhand nature. So just start taking yourself places and treating yourself with like nice places by yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing anything by yourself. Don't make anybody feel like just because you want to do something on your own, you're weird. No. Then they're a little boring then. I'm not gonna lie. And lastly, the last tip I have for being your own best friend is love yourself. The most challenging thing, I think, when it comes to, you know, a self-discovery journey and like self-development and all, is learning how to really love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself and you're trying to attract love into your life, it's going to be challenging for you to get that love back in return, because you yet have to value yourself and love yourself unconditionally, just as much as you unconditionally love everything else. But you know, it's not a selfish thing when you actually care about yourself, you love yourself, you want better for yourself. Like, it's not a selfish thing. So love yourself with all of your heart, all of you, and you know, just give it to you, because like you deserve the best of the best, and want the best of the best, you have to be able to give it to yourself, because what you require, you can actually give to yourself. I know that for a fact, because it's very, very, very possible. Trust me. People make it seem like having low self-esteem is the trend. Like, that is not a trend anymore. We gotta let that go. Like, the low self-esteem, the low self-talk about ourselves, like, that's just like, come on. But you know, do what you please and take your time with yourself, because there really is no rush and nobody's pressuring you to be who you actually are. That's all on you, honey. Those are some of my tips to being your own best friend. And you know, once you really get into it, you start to figure out a lot more stuff about yourself and a lot more stuff about others around you and just the whole world around you, because basically you revolve your whole world and the world revolves around you, if that makes sense. Being your own best friend is not bad or scary, and I hope that encourages someone today to be their own best friend. Really wrap up this chit chat today. Turnoffs are always going to be those turnoffs. I'm not changing my mind on that, because you know, I value my time, energy, and my spirit very, very much. I highly value those things. Things just gotta go. Either they're gonna go, or you just gotta remove yourself from it. So when it comes to friends and stuff, you know, something I could advise you is, if you're in a situation with friends that, like, you know, kind of acted funny and they're saying you're being funny, but you're being honest and you're being very truthful, is don't listen to what they're saying. Watch. Don't say anything, just watch. And if they're saying stuff, just watch. That's all I'm just gonna leave it like that on the table. Just watch. You don't gotta do too much, just watch. Last but least, to summarize everything else up, is enjoy yourself. You only really have yourself. We all came in this world alone. I mean, unless you got a twin or something, but you know, you get what I'm saying. We all are individually here with our own individual selves at all times. So you only really have yourself at the end of the day. Just truly value and enjoy yourself and embrace yourself, because you only get to be here in this version of you one time, and make it the best that you can possibly make it, because you don't want to spend your whole life going through the opposite of what you actually want to be, you feel me? So that is all I have to say. We finished the makeup. It's very simple, nothing really to it. I may or may not put some eyeliner on today. I don't know yet, but Hope you all enjoyed this video today. I had some fun getting deep and juicy, you feel me? I will be back with another video very soon. I will see you little rock stars very, very, very soon. Take care, and I love you. Bye.